Welcome back. So I'm home, I'm refreshed, I had the best holiday. I hope you guys have had a lovely week. Apologies for the delay in the episode. I didn't put one out last week because of the change of the podcast. Originally, I wasn't meant to be recording over that period, but obviously we've had to wing it and just make it what it is. I had to take the week off, but we're back. We've got some amazing episodes lined up. Today is just a solo ep with me. I just wanted to run through the holiday, give you a little update on life, and we will be back with a great guest next week. So, start us off. I actually went to Tenerife. We stayed in Playa de las Americanas. I hope I've said that right because I've said it wrong the whole time we were away. I kept calling it Americanos, and all I keep thinking is, Papa Americano, boop, 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 boop. Anyway, it's not that, apparently. We went there. I'm going to start off with the airport. So I had my first lounge experience. So we went to the number one lounge in the South Terminal at Gatwick. 100% recommend. I think it was about £45 each, but obviously you get unlimited drink, unlimited food. I don't feel like we went that hard on the food. I feel like if it was a morning flight, I could have had like a fry up and breakfast and that would have been it. But it was more like pasta, noodles, there was like curries. It was all nice, but I just, not really my vibe. But I enjoyed the experience. That was great. We did get delayed an hour as well, so that made it a lot better being in there. So I drank shandies, I drank Malibu. I don't know how, but I wasn't pissed. Anyway, we get to the flight, and I'm sure I booked the seats like in the middle, like the middle of the plane. But anyway, when we got on there, we were given 1A, 1B. So we're at the front. I thought, well, at least we get more leg room. But actually, it was really uncomfortable because with the seats, obviously there was 3. Nobody was sat there with us. It was just us 2 with these 3 seats. And I thought, okay, so we can put the arms up and we can sort of like lay like top and tail. But no, because you can't lift the bars up in between the seats. So it was a very uncomfortable 4 hours, but it is what it is. So we got there, I think it was about 10:30ish. We just got room service. The hotel, honestly, the nicest hotel I've ever stayed in. It was called the Sir Anthony. I will link it and tag them as well because honestly, the staff there were amazing. The food was incredible. The pool was great. It was an adults only. There was 2 children there for the first 2 days. So I don't actually know if it is meant to be adults only. I think it is. But anyway, it was really nice and chilled. And like really luxurious. So as you walk in, as we walk into the room, all I see is the bathroom is glass. You can see the whole way through the bathroom. And I'm thinking, oh no, my fear's here. I'm going to need to go to the toilet and he's going to see everything. But then we found the blind. It was an electrical blind that you pulled down. So I thought, thank God for that. So I had my privacy. Just to clarify, I did not get food poisoning and shit myself like I was panicking I would. I was absolutely fine. Not going to talk about my bowel habits, but it was all good. Anyway, the room was stunning. Like, so nice. The bath had like a jacuzzi bath. Beautiful. Shower was great. Had his and her sinks. Like, it was beautiful. I wish I'd got more videos, but anyway. Opposite our hotel was the beach, and there was like a beach club next to it as well, which was great. And then we were also literally not even 5 minute walk from Hard Rock Cafe, which is where all the touristy bit is. So all the good bars, all the good restaurants, all there. So that was a great location, incredible hotel. Honestly, I can't stress enough how much I want to go back there. It was beautiful. So really recommend it if you're looking for a little couples getaway, or if you want to go away with your friends. Like, it was just a really, really nice vibe. And because there wasn't any children there, I feel like it had that extra touch of luxury, you know? Anyway, so yeah, I'm not going to go into, mostly what we done was chill by the pool, which you do. The first day we actually walked quite a while, actually. I think we done nearly 20,000 steps that day because we just wanted to find our bearings, see if there was, like, you know, places that we wanted to eat. We had a cocktail at 10:30 in the morning. Who are we? We're on our holidays, you know what I mean? So that was really nice. Yeah, so most of the days were spent playing Uno around the pool with a cocktail, reading my book, listening to podcasts. I've had a brilliant time. I feel so recharged and ready to go. I will say, by like day 4, day 5, I was like, I miss my kids. It took me that long. No, because I'm used to them going that amount of time usually. So like with Jude, we do 5 days on 1 week and 2 days. So one of us will have him for 5 days, the other one will have him for 2 days, and then vice versa. But it is spread out within the week, so you don't get like 5 solid days. It's spread out. And as I've been used to her going to her dad's prior, and also because she's on holiday, this made it easier, I think, because I know that she's fine. She's having a great time. She would have been away regardless. So yeah, we had a lovely, lovely time. So if you know me or if you don't know me, I am a delicate flower. I don't do anything crazy. I'm not an adrenaline junkie. I'm very much a chill by the pool with a cocktail with my headphones in. I like having a little look around, you know, the sites, seeing what there is. But when he said, let's book some excursions, I was like, yeah, do you know what? I'm going to come out of my comfort zone. Let's do it. So, quad biking. I thought, okay, I'll go on it, but I'm going on the back. I'm not driving because I'll end up killing someone here, or myself, because it was up mountains. I thought, I can't do that. So anyway, I got on the back of his. That was the best experience that I have ever had in my life, like up there with some of the best moments of my life. So it's called Mount Tidy. I don't know how to pronounce it, but honestly, so you go like above the clouds, right to the top. There's a volcano there. And yeah, it was just absolutely stunning. I'll post a few photos on my story on Instagram if you want to have a look. I'm going to put some recommendations up there. But if you are going to Tenerife, I would recommend doing that because it was beautiful. And he didn't drive like a knob like I was expecting him to. He was very courteous of my feelings, knowing that I was scared of it. One thing I'm gutted I didn't do, they do like a stargazing experience up there. Apparently that's meant to be one of the best places to see the stars. Like apparently NASA have said that, so I don't know. But anyway, I was going to book that because my boyfriend's into like astrology and stars and planets and all those things, so I thought that would be really amazing. But we didn't really pack the right clothes for it. Because as you're going up, it is quite cold. Obviously, when we went up in the daytime, it was hot once we got above the clouds. But in the evening, obviously, it would have been chilly. So we didn't book it, which I am gutted about. But it just gives me an excuse to go back there and do that because I feel like he would love that. I would love that. So, yeah, that's one of the excursions. Now, we did almost break up on holiday. I know I said to you, no, we won't row. We won't row. I'm going to tell you, I could have punched him straight in the face. So, after we've done the quad biking, it gave me a little bit of a false sense of security to go jet skiing. I thought, again, I'm not driving this because it says on there it's rocky around the area you're doing it. I thought, one wrong move, I'm going to hit the rock, I'm going to fall off, I'm going to smash my head against the rock. Then my kids don't have a mum. That's the sort of shit that goes through my head. Does anyone else have that? Like intrusive thoughts. Then I'll start thinking there's going to be sharks in the water, so I Google it. Apparently there's one shark attack in Tenerife every year. I thought, I'm going to be that one. That's how I'm going to go. My kids aren't going to have a mum because she hit her head on a rock and got eaten by a shark. Anyway, no, that didn't happen. But what did happen was my boyfriend decided to drive this fucking jet ski as if he was in a police fucking chase getaway. To me, it felt like we were doing 80 to 100 miles an hour. And as he's driving, it's going up off of the sea and smashing back down. Okay? It's got 2 bars at the back, so I'm holding on to them. My hands are here, but my whole body is basically behind me. And I'm like, ah! He's like, put your arm around me. And I'm like, please slow down, please slow down. At one point, my glasses are like this on my face. The salt from the sea, where we're bloody going so fast, is smashing me in the eyes, right? So I can't see. It's mixing with my eyelash glue. There's hardly any fuckers there because of this situation, right? I cannot see anything. Then, where I'm crying, where I'm honestly petrified, I have snots coming out of my nose and foam all over my mouth from the sea salt, mixing with it all. I looked a fucking picture. I am screaming. He saw a side to me no one has ever seen, I don't think. I pulled the biggest brat attack I have ever had. I'm screaming at him. I'm like, you don't fucking care about me. You only care about yourself because you wanted to go fast. Take me over to the boat where the woman was. I was honestly seething. I thought, this is it. I'm done. I can't do this anymore. I told him I hated him. Yeah. I was pretty dramatic, I'm going to be honest. But when I tell you, this was like no experience I've ever experienced. I will never do that ever again. He was absolutely wetting himself and I was crying. Full-blown crying. I'm going to show you a photo. That's me having a fucking meltdown on the back of the fucking jet ski. I've sworn a lot here. I honestly was petrified. I genuinely thought I'm going to die here today. And yeah, he just wouldn't slow down. Every time I screamed, he went faster. And it took me a good 5 minutes, I'm going to say, to calm down when I got off because I just thought, you prick. But anyway, we can laugh about it now. At the time, it wasn't funny. And I seriously thought, what the fuck have I done? This is the last day of the holiday. And he's ruined it. I've had a lovely 6 days, but this day, he has ruined it. But no, I was just being dramatic. We're fine. We love each other. And actually, coming away from the holiday, I feel a lot closer. It was really nice to have some time together. And yeah, I'd thoroughly recommend it. We had some amazing meals. We had an Indian. We ordered a Chateaubriand steak. We had paella twice. Paella, apparently. It's not paella, it's paella. Anyway, if anyone knows of a good paella in Brighton, can you please let me know? Because this paella, I keep saying it, I'm basically Spanish now, was honestly like nothing I've ever tasted. It was stunning. And they done a baked cheesecake as well. I'm going to put all my restaurant recommendations on a clip, I think, because, yeah, they deserve it. We had some really great drinks. There was a bar called Magic, which is next to the Hard Rock Cafe. The music there was incredible. I literally said, that DJ, I need him at my wedding. Not that I'm engaged or anything, but there you go. I did play a prank on my sisters, actually. I went into, like, the souvenir shop to get a magnet from my dad and my mum. And there was, like, these, you know, like, kid rings. Looked like engagement rings. So I put one on and sent a photo. And they were like, congratulations. I was like, you silly cows. No way. We're not getting engaged yet. Anyway. So, yeah, the trip was amazing. We got delayed on the way home for, I think it was about 4 hours. So basically, when we got to the hotel, when we got to the airport to check in, they were like, oh, just to let you know, the plane's only just left England. There was a 2-hour delay, and then they've had to chuck some people off the plane because they were too pissed. So brilliant. I didn't roll in until 5:30 in the morning yesterday. I was meant to have Jude from 7:30, which I managed to push back until just after 9. And then it's been all go since. We went to the butterfly farm yesterday. Then we went to the park all day. Today, I had my first day back at work today. So I worked all morning, and then I took him to Drusilla's, try and burn off some energy. And yeah, that's basically, it's been very full on. Ez isn't home until Monday. So I'm looking forward to us all being reunited. The dog had a lovely dog's holiday. Really recommend my dog sitter, by the way, Andrea's Dog Hotel. If anybody lives in the Brighton Hove area and is looking for either a dog walker or a dog sitter, I really recommend her. Now, going into what I asked you on Instagram. So I asked you for what your icks were about going on holiday. Now, mine is when you're at the airport and they say, we're boarding. And then every fucker gets up as if, like, they need to get there because they might not be able to get a seat on the flight. Anyway, I wrote that on Instagram and you all came for me and said, it's because of the overhead lockers. All right. Well, why don't you just fucking pack it in your suitcase? Because I don't have that issue. I can sit there right till the last minute and then get on. No, in all seriousness, I completely get it. When you've got kids and stuff, it's annoying. You need to have stuff with you. But as an adult by myself, which probably won't happen again, it was me, my handbag, and that was it. What more do I need other than a vape, my Vaseline, my phone, my passport? Nothing else. Oh, my boarding pass. That's it. So, your holiday pet peeves. Rushing to Bagsy sunbeds and then having the whole morning out of the hotel. Yeah, that is annoying. And I actually think, when you wake up and you see them like out of your window when you're doing window twitching and they're all running down to put their tails down, that's an ick, but we all have to do it because otherwise you're left with the shit ones. So like when I went away with the kids the last 2 times, we went to the same hotel and this pool wasn't, Jude could fully stand up in it and half of his body was out. And that's what I needed for him at his age. So I wanted to be right there so that I could chill on the sun, but I could still keep my eye on him, know that he was safe. So I used to do that every morning at 7 o'clock. I used to run through the sprinklers. So I was on the ground floor and there was like a garden. Open my thing, run through the sprinklers in my pajamas, put my towels down and go back to sleep for another hour. But yeah, that's an ick. Every one of you was like, yeah, well, they need to put it in the overhead locker when I said about that. So I understand, okay? The rush when the seatbelt sign goes off at the other end. Yes, when you land, why is everyone in such a rush to get up and get their bags out? Like, where do you think you're going? The plane has just touched the ground and people are up. They're waiting at the door. They've got their sun hat on. They're ready to fucking go. Holiday mode activated. I don't get it. It's like, where do you think you're going? He hasn't even parked the plane. The stairs haven't even been lowered. Where are you going? It just gives me claustrophobia when they're all, like literally, I remember with the kids last year, I was trying to get out and they were like letting me out, but they wouldn't let the kids out. And I was like, what are you doing? Like, I'm with them. Just wait. Anyway, usually I'll try and wait and be the last one off the plane. But because we were at the front seats this time, didn't have a problem. First off. Last on, first off. It was great. People standing up as soon as they see the crew. Yeah, I can imagine that's fucking annoying because you still got to do all your checks and stuff, haven't you, before you start boarding, and they're all like waiting there. But yeah, I hear you. And finding a sun lounger anxiety. Yeah, I hear you with that. You've just got to be one step ahead. If you can't beat them, you've got to join them. Otherwise, you're going to be left with a shit one. That's the way it is. So I also asked you for your funny holiday stories. So I had a very heavy night and then a dodgy kebab, resulting in being sick and shouting to my best mate, "Oh no, I've shit myself." It wasn't me. Never lived it down, and the poor maid left my bikini on the wall outside our room for at least 3 days, and I still went out that night. What a trooper. Could not be me. You would not see me dead if I felt that sick. Me and Drew, when we went to Vegas, the first night we got absolutely shit-faced. I was so sick that for the rest of the trip I didn't drink for the whole of Vegas. We were meant to see Chris Brown one night. Felt too shit, so we ended up getting room service and staying in and watching the Kardashians. I introduced her to the Kardashians that trip. She's got a lot to thank me for, actually. Right, this next story, you won't believe it. Okay, a couple of years ago, I was in Morocco with my boyfriend, and we made friends with another couple our age. We spent every evening with them, and we got on with them really well. She kept saying, my boyfriend keeps disappearing during the day. He goes off and gets a drink and he's gone for ages. We didn't think anything of it at the time. And then we made another group of friends and we went home early one night and they said that they saw her boyfriend talking to one of the girls for ages the night before. And I thought that was strange. Anyway, the next night we went to watch the entertainment and my boyfriend and him went to get a drink. And he turned around and said, "Guess what, mate? I've been shagging that girl from around the pool." And my boyfriend said, "Are you fucking joking me?" And he was like, "No, I sneak off during the day and just go and fuck her in her apartment." And my boyfriend was like, "Oh my God, that is so bad." And he came back and secretly told me. And then the guy gets up and goes again for round 100. And we're sitting there with the girlfriend. And I feel so awkward knowing this. So we ended up getting up and leaving and going back to our room. The next night, we went out and he'd done it again. He left to sleep with the girl and his poor girlfriend kept asking where he had gone. So as we got up to leave, I was really drunk and I saw the girl in question. So I walked over to her and I said, "Are you the girl sleeping with that guy?" And she said very proudly, with her hand on her hip, "That would be me," with a massive grin on her face. So I slapped her. She then got a chair and threw it at my boyfriend's face and all hell broke loose. The girlfriend then came over and said, "Why did you slap that poor girl?" And I didn't know what to say. Somebody else shouted out, "He's been shagging her." And she was hysterical on the floor, crying so much, literally sobbing. And she said, "I think he does it all the time at home as he's always going missing." But anyway, I saw the other day they're engaged, so she obviously forgave him. I am sorry, but how the fuck can you forgive that? Going on holiday as a couple was meant to be romantic, you're meant to be in love and experiencing all these lovely experiences together and doing nice things and spending quality time together. And he goes and shags somebody else and you stay with him and get engaged. Sorry, she needs to give her head a wobble. But that is some Jeremy Kyle shit. I wish I could have been there. But yeah, do you know what? There's two parts here. I usually say don't go after the girl because she doesn't have any loyalty to you. It's always, well, depending on what sort of relationship you're in, whether it's same sex, non-binary, whatever. But I always think your partner is the one that has loyalty to you. The person in question doesn't have that same loyalty to you, so don't give them all the shit. However, this girl sees you on holiday with your boyfriend and is happy doing that. You've got to sit there and think you have got to be scum of the earth, because how does any girl do that? I don't know. Anyway, that was jaw-dropping. Okay, so the actual incident itself isn't funny, but we were on the beach in Mallorca when my son was about 3, and the lady next to where we were needed sudden urgent medical care. Let's just say the lifeguards were very slow and then the defibrillator was out of battery. They then found another one, but she unfortunately died. Well, then they got foil blankets, like at the end of the marathon, and just wrapped her up, and they left her there for a good couple of hours, wrapped in this foil blanket, baking in the sun. She was quite small and round. She was like a little baked potato. Well, that's something, isn't it? Jesus, that poor woman, and poor you, actually. That would have probably ruined your holiday. It would me, anyway. I wouldn't be able to... Yeah, don't think I'd be able to carry on. But anyway, yeah, thanks, guys, for sending that in. Yeah. You never cease to amaze me. The stuff that comes through is incredible. Now, holiday's done with. Ez isn't back until Monday. I'm going to binge some TV. So I just thought I'd actually tell you my recommendations. So I don't know if anyone watches Vanderpump Rules, but I'm obsessed. Because I wasn't here, I've got the final of that to watch. Summer House, I watched that. I've got the final of that. Then we've got The Valley, which is a spin-off of Vanderpump Rules. If you don't watch it, you're probably like, shut up, Kaylee. And then Love Island. Now, last year I couldn't be arsed with it, but there's a girl from Brighton in it this year, so I do feel like I need to give it a go and see what the fuss is about. I've got a lot to catch up on here, so any recommendations, send them my way. Podcast recommendations. I have been loving Wednesdays and Nip Tuck. They are up there with my faves. I also love 2 American ones. One's called Girls Gotta Eat. One's called Giggly Squad. They are a mix of basically stuff I talk about. They're not parents, but if you just want a light-hearted, girly podcast, that is for you. I'd thoroughly recommend. But yeah, final thought is, if you have this sudden mum guilt about going away with your friends or having a night away with your partner or whatever it is, even if it's just a night out with your friends, just go and do it, because I honestly feel like I'm a better parent for having that break. I didn't work the whole week either, which has done me the world of good. Has left a question mark over what do I want to do career-wise, to be honest with you, because I really enjoyed having the break and not being on my phone so much. it's always that catch-22, isn't it? Where you're like, I love being my own boss and having the freedom. I'm going into like, it'll be 8 years in November that I've had my own business, and that's something to be really proud of. And it's not like I've quietened down or anything like that, but I just get to the point where I think, wouldn't it be nice just to have holiday pay and sick pay and maternity pay and all of these things that come with being employed? So I'm sat here pondering what I want to do with my life, which I don't know if I'm having a midlife crisis, to be honest with you, but I'll keep you updated on that. They're my thoughts at the moment. I go through waves of this though. Like, I love the fact that I can take my Tuesday and Friday afternoons off and spend them with Jude, because he starts school next year. So part of me thinks just can't like continue doing it until he starts school. The other part of me is like, I don't feel like I'm fully present all the time because I've got emails, texts, work, you know what it's like when it's your own boss. It's like when you're your own boss, it's like that's your other baby that you need to take care of. And obviously I'm not going to bore you with it because I've already told you all, but I went back to work when Jude was 2 days old, and I really didn't get to soak up that time, and I do think that probably played into my postnatal depression with him. So yeah, I'm not sure what to do, but as I say, I'll keep you updated. I'm looking forward to a normality on Monday of just like Jude going to nursery, Ez is coming home, I've got a full week back at work, I'm back in PTs. I've put on 5 pounds while I was away, by the way, so I need to shift that. And also, I done a run while I was on holiday. I've only run literally once since I've done the half marathon. I was so shit. I can't tell you. So shit. I'm going to have to start my training from the beginning again and start doing 3K and build my way back up. The fact that I run 21K and was fine, I'm like, how the fuck did I do that? So that's going to be on the agenda. I'm going to start half marathon training now again because I really want to do it again next year. But I think I might do the London Landmarks half marathon, just as a different, a little bit of different scenery. Other news, I have had that pain that I had. Actually, I don't know if I told you on here or whether I done it on Instagram, but whatever. I keep getting a pain in my stomach that goes round to my left-hand side, and it is like agonising, like worse than childbirth, the worst pain I've ever experienced, and it makes me throw up loads. Well, anyway, I had 2 episodes of that while I was on holiday, so I'm waiting for a scan on that at the moment, but I've actually decided to come off of my pill and just track my cycle because I have only really been having this since I've gone on the pill, and it might just be a coincidence. I feel like it's probably something to do with my kidneys, but my endometriosis maybe is playing into that as well. So yeah, that's it really. That's a recap on life. That's a recap on the holiday. Hope you enjoyed the listen, and I will be back same time next week with an amazing guest. It's going to be an incredible chat and can't wait to share that with you. Please make sure that you're following us on Instagram, on TikTok and on YouTube at Mummahood The Podcast. Please leave a review as well on whatever platform that you listen to us on, because that really helps spread the word. Obviously, for me to keep on doing this, the podcast needs to grow. So even if you recommend me to your friends or share on your Instagram where you're listening or watching, I love to see it. So please send over. Thank you for your support, guys. Hope you have a lovely week. Love you. Bye.